Hello there, magical travellers. I hope you're having a magical day. Now, we're currently 24 hours away from D23 Expo, which means we're about to find out all the news with regards to the Walt Disney Company, especially with regards to what's going to be happening within the world of film. So I've decided to put together my list of rumours, theories, and what I think we're going to hear from the Walt Disney Company with regards to their film slate. Okay, so let's jump in with live action films. So first up is Mary Poppins Returns. Now this film isn't due out until next Christmas. However, I think it's highly likely we're going to see at least a glimpse or a bit of test footage from the film. Definitely going to see a poster, and we're likely to hear a little bit more about what the actual storyline for the film is going to be. I also think we're due for an update on Mulan. Considering the film is coming out next year, it's highly likely that we'll at least get to see a poster, or it may be possibly even a trailer of what this film is currently looking like. There's a slim possibility we may get an update on the Lion King film, and personally I'm hoping that we'll get a date for the Aladdin film that they're currently working on too. There's a possibility that we may get an update on the Jungle Cruise film starring Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Now this film's been in production for a very long time, so it's likely this could move further up the production timeline. So The Rock has been seen in Walt Disney World on the Jungle Cruise. The chances are production for the film has moved up quite a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get an update on where this film currently sits. Now I've got two wildcards for D23 with regards to live action films. I think there's a possibility that we may finally get an announcement on what's happening with Tron, whether or not it's the third film in the series or whether or not we're going to get a reboot. I also think there's a chance that we're going to hear maybe about the next Pirates film. It's already been announced that Johnny Depp is on to do another Pirates film, potentially another 2 Pirates films, so I wouldn't be surprised if Disney want to keep that momentum going by actually announcing a film sooner rather than later. Let's not forget that Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales was announced at D23 in 2015, so there's a strong relationship with Pirates of the Caribbean and D23 already. Moving on next to Pixar. Now with Coco coming out this November, it's highly likely that they're going to be pushing this film at D23, so don't be surprised if they show off a little bit more footage from the film. I also think there's a chance that we'll see a little bit more from the next Incredibles film, since that's been announced and that's also on the schedule for next year. Looking ahead, with Toy Story 4 scheduled to come out in 2019, I think there's a slim chance we may actually see a logo or maybe even get a synopsis, but I wouldn't be surprised if they at least talk about Toy Story 4 and what their plans are for that film. I'd be surprised if we get any announcements beyond Toy Story 4 from Pixar. However, you never know. There is a chance they may talk about what the slate is for the rest of 2019 and 2020 onwards. Now with regards to Walt Disney Feature Animation, I think the biggest thing we're likely to hear about is Wreck-It Ralph 2. Ralph Breaks the Internet is due to come out next November, so I wouldn't be surprised if again we get at the very least a teaser trailer, possibly even a full trailer for this film. The other one that I think may get a showing, however I think they may hold this one back for later on so it's got more of an appeal and more of a pull, is Frozen 2. We know it's in production and we know they're trying to push for a 2019 release. As always, there's a lot going on in the Marvel universe, and 4 is coming out just around the corner, so again I think it's highly likely they're going to talk about 4 and how that fits in with the current Marvel phase of films. Looking beyond Thor, there's Black Panther coming out at the beginning of next year, so again I wouldn't be surprised if at the very least they don't re-show the trailer, but I think it's likely we may see a little bit more footage again from Black Panther. Other than that, wildcards, there's a chance that we may actually see a little bit of test footage or maybe even a teaser trailer for the Avengers Infinity War that's coming out next year. And looking even further beyond that, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I doubt we'll see much other than just maybe a poster and maybe a few set photos, but again it'd be nice to think that this will be an exclusive preview for D23 members. Now the main problem we've got is D23 this year is very close to Comic-Con, so I think there's a chance that a lot of the Marvel announcements may actually fall into Comic-Con. However, you never know with Disney, they may want to make sure that all the press and all the attention is on their own event rather than having it fall onto somebody else's event. Let's also talk about the Star Wars universe. There's a lot that could happen. Potentially we may see some more footage from episode 8. At the very least, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new trailer for The Last Jedi for D23, because I think Disney are going to be really keen to make sure that everyone's aware of the fact that Star Wars is now a Disney brand and is now part of the in-house studios. The chance as well they may also announce another anthology film. This is the great opportunity for them to do it. However, again, with them having their own Star Wars Celebration, there's a chance they may hold back any major Star Wars announcements for Star Wars Celebration. My biggest guess is this could be related to the Han Solo movie. However, with the rumours of that having to go back into reshoots and rescheduling, they may want to hold back public perception of that film until they're ready to showcase it properly. Let's take a look at the world of TV when it comes to Disney. I think we're highly likely to hear about DuckTales, since that's due for release in the coming months. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another trailer for this, or possibly even they may show a full episode at D23. I also think it's going to be our first look at the Muppet Babies TV series as well. The other one I think we're overdue an update on is whether or not the Big Hero 6 TV series is going ahead and where that currently is. So I think there'll be a panel or at least a conversation about what is happening there. Moving on to the world of Marvel TV, there's a lot to talk about. I think personally a lot of the Marvel Netflix universe shows are actually going to be held back for Comic-Con, as I think the market and the audience of Comic-Con is better aligned to talk about those shows than the audience of D23, which are generally the more hardcore Disney fans and are only generally interested in the lighter side of the Marvel universe. So that being said, I think it's highly likely that we'll get an update on what's happening in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I also think that a big push for this year's D23 is going to be the Inhumans show, considering that Disney have invested quite a lot of money and are showing that film in IMAX theatres around the world. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do a sneak preview, maybe even showing the first 5 or 10 minutes of the Inhumans show, and then doubling that up with Comic-Con as well in the following weeks. However, I think the big push from Marvel TV series at this year's D23 is going to be the Freeform show Cloak and Dagger. I think this show is better aligned to the general audience who will be attending D23, and I think Disney want to make sure that everyone's aware of the fact that this show is coming to Freeform and really help make sure that when it is broadcast next year, it lands really well with the audience. So guys, I know that's a hell of a lot to take in. Disney now own obviously a lot of brands between Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars and their own in-house productions. So there's going to be a lot of news potential that could come out in the next couple of days with regards to the films and TV shows. Please do comment below and let me know what you're looking forward to. If D23 has passed, let me know what you enjoyed and what you were excited about, and let me know how many of these I got right or wrong as well. Also, if you want to find out more news and find out what actually is announced at D23, please do subscribe because I'm likely to touch upon that next week. And also, if you've enjoyed this video, please do give me a great big thumbs up. All the best, magical travellers, and I'll see you real soon.